Hi Leo, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always check what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of June, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's called Two Sides, One Story, and basically, it's a reading that brings guidance and perspective upon two sides of the same situation, relationship, problem, circumstance you might have in mind where you want to try to evaluate and put in balance here the negatives and the positives, the light aspect and the shadow aspects being played out in that same situation. So, if you would like to know more details about it or any other of my readings, again, just email me. If you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Leos, this might be a little bit of an emotional, tricky time for some of you because it feels like there's a lot of uncertainty and lack of clarity when it comes to emotions, relationships, truth, being kind of covered in a lot of secrecy. So, it's a moment where if some of you Leos want to get down to the truth of something and really be like sure of what's up with something, with the situation, you're kind of consistently suspicious. Because I feel like some of you Leos, there might be a situation you have been like constantly, not trusting, suspicious about, seeing red flags in someone's behavior, or seeing like something doesn't add up when it comes to a situation, or again interactions you might be having. If you keep being consistently like being having this feeling that something is not right, there might be an opportunity with the Seven of Swords here for mid-June for you to get down to what this is, to really get the truth, to really get you to discover in a more subtle fashion what's really occurring, what's true, what's a lie, what's this person's, if this is about a relationship, what this person's real motivations or feelings are, what they're really up to. So there's a lot of like suspicion in the air, but not like certainties about what's going on. So you want to gather your facts before you kind of openly, blame something or someone, or you stand out, or for something, or you call someone out on their lies. So it's like wait for really having the facts, because I feel like some things don't are really not exactly how you're making them to be. There's a little bit of distortion. There's some things that you're sensing that might be really really difficult for you to understand. For some, they're really difficult to understand, and there's a lack of connection between kind of information. So it's like you can connect the dots, and for some of you, you can't connect the dots. For some, you can't connect the dots because you're seeing something where there isn't. So again, some of you might be very suspicious about something and end up being surprised that there's a very opposite side to what your suspicions were. And for others, you could be very trusting and yet kind of constantly feeling that weirdness, and then be surprised in the opposite way, where you end up finding that something or someone is really not what they seem to be. So there's a test when it comes to appearances, and there's something about not, again, judging anything, like not judging the book for its cover, because there's still more information, there's still more facts here for you to take in consideration. And you're in the dark. Seven of Swords, the new moon energy. You might need to wait up until the next new moon we're going to have in Cancer, um, to have your revelations, to have your answers, to have that inner trust that you're missing on, or you're just finding it difficult to rely on things that you're being told. And this could be like you're just not trusting anyone, your closest friends, your family, your people you're working, what you're hearing in the news, what's going on in the world, what you read on social media. So there's so many things that are emotionally plaguing you and emotionally creating like holes, because this lack of trust, I feel like there's some of you Leos that have a lot of holes like being formed as you experience less and less and less and less trust in what is around you. For some of you, there could also be the type of tricky situation, this type of deception, or just things in the dark about a water sign influence person. So particularly for Leos that are dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in particular came very strongly with any of the three water signs. Indeed, there might be things about this water sign you're dealing with that you might need to wait a little bit before you can really get down to the truth. And I feel like you don't have to do much besides being alert. You could end up just, finding out something by accident, just listening behind the curtain, or eavesdropping by accident on a conversation, reading something unintentionally, someone telling you something that again adds up to, or it doesn't add up, better saying, to something you thought was the truth. So it feels like the truth will come to you regardless, and it will be kind of accidental, so you don't need to pursue it in a way where you're overdoing it. But again, if you're dealing with a water sign and you're afraid they're being deceptive, or that they're lying, or what they're hiding, or you have a feeling that they're hiding something from you, be observant, pay attention, because right now mid-June is still kind of dark. So again, the dark means in the unknown, but you will receive, especially for Leos that are kind of, the Eight of Swords is a challenge, is we feel very limited. And in this reading, it feels like some of you are feeling very limited in your power of information and not knowing something, not knowing what to make of something. So this on its own is very limiting. And some of you, the challenge is to, despite, being sitting in the dark, sitting in the unknown, receiving, using your instincts, using your alertedness to still receive, have the receptors here really working, even in the dark, especially in silence, because they're going to speak, they're going to tell you something, you're going to catch up on little things, and you might not be able to again have the full picture yet, I'm sorry, but it's better to wait than to react impulsively when it comes to this specific situation. For others of you Leos, especially Leos that have water placements, you might be in a moment where you're more secretive. You might be in a moment where you don't want to play by the book. So I'm not sure what this means for some of you. You will understand, but it's like you don't want to do things openly. You don't want to perhaps even do things right with the Seven of Swords. So some of you could have temptation to again make certain things happen in ways that maybe are not necessarily in agreement with the law, with ethics and morals that others might have, people you're relating. Some of you might have a slight temptation here to emotionally deceive others or yourself from something. So Just be careful with the things you're hiding and doing. Make sure that the things you're doing are not building this type of web of lies that then you can't sustain. Or be careful that you're not keeping secrets at the cost of your own well-being, being that you might be keeping a lot of things inside, like a lot of secrets that you don't share, and then secrets start to consume you, eat you from the inside. So you want to really be careful with the sort of things, just to avoid further down the line complications. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.